Hello and welcome to the Time Is Now podcast. My guest today is James Capps, and he and I have been friends on TikTok actually for many years. And he makes wonderful contact. He's very original, and I really am looking forward to learning more about him. So I'll introduce you, James. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, hello, Jody. It's good to see you. Oh my goodness. Um, I am, as a tradesman, I'm a metal worker or a fitter welder. I chose that as my profession or my labor because it is one of my passions. I get to work with electricity, fire, metal. I was going to be a laboratory technician. I really dug that for a while, but for anyone that is a laboratory technician, oh my goodness, my heart goes out to you sitting at that desk and writing down all of that lab report. Got kind of old. I had to tell my teacher to put me somewhere else. I can't sit at a desk my whole life. I won't be happy. So she, of course, put me in the welding class after I told her what I enjoyed doing. So that's what I chose as my profession. Crystals, though, oh my goodness. Crystals were a thing I got into when I was young, probably 13 or 14. I discovered crystals. I had gone to an island retreat, or it was in Michigan. There was an island we went to off the side of Michigan called Mackinac Island, and my dad has doing work for Ford Glass. He worked for them, and he was doing some kind of a union retreat. So the kids got to go, and I got to go to this island, and they had crystals, of course. And I put a crystal on and felt the differential in my body through my nervous system. As I've gotten older, I can understand or describe what I felt. More clean flow, I guess, and energy. But yeah, that's the beginning gist. What do
Yeah,
you want to talk
see,
about, Jody?
yeah, I love
Huh?
crystals too, and you wear this really cool belt. I don't see it on you now, but
Oh,
it's so loaded up with crystals, eh?
yes. Those are some of those points I got from Mount Ida in Arkansas because there's a lot of good opportunity there to get lots of big pieces. They basically let you take whatever you can put inside of a movable crate or a box or I had a tool chest on wheels, and so I was able to stuff that with very large crystal boulders. And you pay the fee to get in, and it's really not that expensive, and it helps the mine. It helps the people there. They're sweet people. And then of course you can visit the mine, and they already have pieces that are pre-picked, so you don't have to go sweat because you will be sweating, and you almost will get cut if you don't wear your glovies. Those things come out of the ground sharp. I had to learn the hard way. I cut myself because I thought I was going to hoss it. No, they're sharp.
I tried it once going for quartz, and it was in the limestone and hammers and shit. No, that's not for me because once you're exhausted from digging it up, you have to carry it out of there. So
Aye, aye, it's work. It's not
it,
easy. And then
it's a
I'm
lot
sorry,
of work.
the mining for diamonds. Have you done that, Jody?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's a whole process. If you can befriend someone there that does that full time, because there are full time people that mine for diamonds, there is a specific technique in how you wash the substrate and you move it. And if you learn the technique from these guys, you're more likely to find a diamond. It's fun, but it's work. If you're not scared of hard work, crystal hunting will be for you.
Yeah, I've got a pan actually for prospecting for looking for gold. Never really used it. Um, my challenge is I end up having to go alone because nobody wants to go in the bush. They don't want the bugs. They don't want, it's just so it's a lonely thing, eh?
Truly.
Tell us a little bit. You have a, I'm going to use the word process technique that you use in your videos on social media, and I would compare it to a healing of some kind. You want to talk a bit about that, James?
Well, sure. The way I use the crystals, because I've seen other practitioners use them and their movements in different manners. Let's see the beginning on that. This is wonderful. So I like to go to crystal shows in Oklahoma, and they're not often, but there are some. And one time I had visited a crystal show, and this cute little old woman, I talked to her and got to know her, and she told me that the Merkaba is a shape that helps us understand how energy works. And she held that Merkaba and she rotated it clockwise. And I swear I could feel that Merkaba pull the strings from my energy structure and wrap around itself. And then when you do the counterclockwise rotations, it returns the strings in a very much cleaner manner, more organized, I guess you could say. So I took that knowledge and just ran with it. And that's where the movement of the crystals came from, because I'm giving them the kinetic energy in which they can wind up the strings. Because I, in my mind's eye, the world is just a bunch of strings. It's a giant flowing tapestry. And here we are dancing together. Let's see. They're all permission slips, though. Like, we don't have to do any of these things. Like, it can all be done. You don't need a wand. You have a finger, is what I mean. Like, these are just things helping us pull out of the density in which we were in. They give you permission to do that, to move your energy. It's because the observer is doing it themselves. I'm just showing them that they can do it, and it's permission. And we've somehow been denied permission. I guess the density does that when you go deep into the darkness. But we can do anything, just reminding us. And it's fun. I like making my permission slips. Don't get me wrong. I make all kinds of cool wands and I use crystals. It's a blast, but it's material. It just is. It's I don't know how else to describe that.
No, that's very good what you're saying, and I'm very much the same. I never tell anyone that they need anything that I do. You know,
Yes,
if you know, and I love buying what you call permission slips, and I like the toys, and I like the wands. I make them. If I see one, I'll buy one. But I'm not doing it because I believe it's going to do something for me. I
but it's
like it.
play.
Yeah, exactly. And if you approach it with that kind of mindset, it's safe, it's wonderful, and go to it. But a lot of people I've encountered, they believe that a certain healer can fix them, a certain crystal can fix them, and that's just not how it works.
The crystals have taught me about frequency. Each crystal, whenever I use my bioenergy just by holding it, we naturally have an electrical field and our hands emit energy. Will they vibrate? Each crystal, because of its atomic lattice and the way it decided to build itself, its hum is different. And if you can focus on each hum, it teaches you the octave, because we have an endless octave of frequencies we can utilize to heal with. Recently, the funnest frequency I've encountered was Larimar. Oh my gosh. So I guess a lot of healers on our plane or wherever we're at right now use Larimar. They love to wear it and heal with it. So through that connectiveness, I have discovered that there is a collective of energy behind Larimar boosting its ability. So do get you a piece. The Dominican Republic stopped mining it for the time being because the mines became toxic and we had a few cave-ins, they said. So do get you a piece
I got a piece.
before it gets high.
Yeah. I believe, like you kind of mentioned, a consciousness behind them. It's a lot bigger than a crystal, and from what my research has taught me, crystals are interdimensional, like they extend beyond what we can see. So there's a whole presence there.
I agree. I agree 100%.
I noticed recently in your videos that you've, well, you had this one tool, I guess you want to call it, or whatever permission slip. It was like steel rods with a crystal inside of it, and it was
Yeah,
tubular, but it was open. That was really interesting.
the elementary rod. I call it the elementary because it's just the basic elements. Because the word elementary is basic. And that's all we're utilizing. We have all the basic elements existing within us. Ooh, let me go outside. Okay. This was the first one.
Right on. There, I was hoping you would go get something.
Yes. It's got it's a double terminated golden healer quartz. So the objective was I was thinking that I could put the bioenergy through the metal and it would charge the quartz, but I wouldn't be actually touching it. So it wouldn't be altering the frequencies coming in and going out, but I would still be energizing the quartz. You know what I mean? That was the concept behind it. And I got good reactions. I got good movement feeling in my plexus, and it felt cleaner when I did it on myself. So I figured, well, let's sell some of these. And this was, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I sold probably 30, 36, 37 of them. And that's what funded the whole crystal operation of finding these crystals to help everyone move through the heavy strings, I guess you could call it. Because before COVID, before, let's see, in 2019, I think is when, at the end of 2019 is when I started the hum, and I had gotten this premonition of the whole sequence. And at the time, I was praying and asking the Holy Spirit, what do I do to help our race, to help everyone move through this energy? Because I felt it. I felt something was coming, and I wanted to help the movement. And that's the vision I saw was the tuning forks and the movement of crystals and the cleansing of energy. It's like an energetic dialysis. Um, it it the energy will come into the plexus, and I just ground it into the earth, the excess energy, and it creates a circuit. The earth, by now, we've been doing this for so many years, is so charged up, and the circuit, everyone is utilizing the circuit now. I'm surprised we're not seeing energy fountains shoot up out of the earth, to be honest, because that was one of my wishes.
Yeah, it is. It's all around us, eh? You just have to have the willingness to want to. I don't know. I don't even think it's conscious awareness, like the conscious intent. For me, a lot of it just seems to happen, and it comes in when you're creating. When you get an inspiration to create a new device, let's call it. Where does that
Yeah,
inspiration come from? Can you explain, or are you able to put into words that process a little bit?
it's a combination of a bunch of different things, I suppose. It's um, your imagination, of course, is number one. So you're imagining that you're, I guess, filling a need, because that technically would be the beginning, because there's a need, you feel a need, and I don't know, man. That's about it. Uh, you got me on that one, Jody. That's a good question, because I've made good staffs with crystals, and reasoning behind it was to assist the perception and uh, the seeing of what is the depth of this life, because it is so much more deeper than the surface level. There's spirit, there's soul, there's what do you call that? Cultivation. There's cultivation of one's inner self. You're not locked into one paradigm. You can expand yourself, but it is painful because growing hurts, and surrendering can be saddening because you're letting go of something to make room for new things. And yeah, there's a lot of feels out there, Jody, a lot of scary feels to get through, but I believe we can do it. Yeah, yes, necessity for that too, to help people. More permission slips, Jody, to help people get out of the hole, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when everything that I do, everything that I make, it's to help people. And I may not understand it totally in the beginning, but I know that the energy that comes through creating a permission slip or a tool,
Yes.
that energy is now coming into this reality and going out, eh? And that's all we can do. And then lead support. That's why I was prompted to make the videos, and creator, whatever you want to call God, or told me
Yeah.
you have to use the tools at hand. And
Yeah.
at that moment, all I could do, I mean, I'm 65, so internet isn't my thing, but
I'm
it, keep,
42, Jody.
it keeps pushing me, eh? You know, and
Right.
you mentioned Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's more of a feminine force, Jody. And
Hmm.
it's very interesting. It's Christ, because the apostles asked Christ, what are you going to do when you leave? Who's going to help us? And he said, I'll leave you the Holy Spirit. That'll be your guide to help cultivate your character, basically. And it's to help people pull out of the animalistic self, driven by animal nature. You're supposed to be driven by the higher nature, the unity, the fact that we're all the same being, experiencing different lives, like the enlightenment, the understanding, the the what is it, the understanding we don't have to suffer to have. There is an abundance amongst us, and not just people, but in the land and the nature and everything is just so abundant, and we've been lied to about the abundance.
And that's the whole journey now, isn't it? Going back to the way it was meant to be.
I believe so.
I believe
It's
so
bumpy,
too.
Jody.
Yeah. And everything that I do, if you've watched, primarily everything is like a three-sided pyramids, three this, 369. It's all based on the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all of
The
it.
shape is very strong.
My
And
symbols, everything.
yeah,
For me, it's I'm not against religion. People are where they are because that's where they should be. But
another permission.
yeah, those three energies outside of religion, I believe they're mechanical energies, and our task in this reality is learning how to use them and
Right.
transform ourselves, and then we become the way it was intended, eh?
I agree. Our expressions become better because we're just expressing, we are the universe expressing itself. So we have to find the best expression because some people are not expressing it in a positive way, sadly. But that's okay because we're working things out. There's, what is it? There's a macrocosm. Everything is layered. There's groups of us going through things all together at the same time. It's I've learned that and seen that through TikTok, and it amazes me how many how we are partitioned into different groups, and we're all cultivating ourselves in unique ways. It brings to question the system and the mechanism of this cultivation that I'm witnessing. Because it's not chaos. Like there people are growing, and they're growing in groups. It's really neat. What do you think about that, Jody?
I agree totally. Like, I mean, I've been caught up in my life because I'm human, right? But
Yeah,
in the last few years, I've really resonated with that if you can stay focused, and it doesn't mean you're not going to experience it, doesn't mean someone isn't going to talk to you about it, but don't get attached to it. Keep your focus on the higher frequencies. We have to move our consciousness from down here to up here
yeah,
to Christ
yeah.
consciousness, universal consciousness. And once we function up there all the time, I, I'm not going to get all kind of, I know what the topics are on social media, but I believe this human race got hijacked. Somebody knew that we could create by our thoughts and gave us the thoughts to think to create what we're in now. And if that, I believe that's very true. So I know it's very true and it's very easy to get out of it.
Yes. That would require discipline. We just have to get our race to be a little more disciplined. That's all. It's not, I don't think it'd be that hard. Just
No,
that they understand where the distractions and why the distractions happen to distract you from your inner goal or your inner cultivation. If you can, I think if everyone realized that they're here to cultivate, I think no distraction could ever stop them from their actual mission. At least it hasn't me, because that's been my mission since I got put in a Christian school, Jody, up till fourth grade, and I got to feel energy and learn the uh, belief systems really young. And it was quite the shell shock going from a school like that into a public school. But that was the beginning of feeling energy. Yes, these belief systems create great energetic movements. And we
I,
must do things with the positive things.
yeah, I agree. And another thing that I believe there's people here that brought skill and ability with them into this lifetime. But
Definitely.
in order to be, I would say, very effective or good at what they do, they need to experience all the stuff that a lot of us would say was negative or evil or bad. Because if they didn't experience it, they wouldn't know how to communicate to. So this is why we are where we are, and now we need the conscious choice to use it in the right way.
Very insightful, sir. I agree with you. Sadly, as painful as it is, but I did such perspective. I have gained great perspective through my journeys. I'd do it
Yeah.
the same again, as wild as it was. I'd rope that tornado once again.
And again, from doing the work, from working with crystals, from being creative, from having that pure intent to want to help people, that
Right.
helps to take off the layers of the onions. And as you mentioned earlier, it's not an easy process. It can be painful, it can be hurtful, but it has to
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, it sure does. Epsom salt bath immediately when you start feeling that plexus pain. That'll help.
Yeah, that those cleansing baths, yeah, with the Epsom salts, and my wife gets them for me, and she puts a few things in. It works.
The amount of pain the plexus can feel is surprising. And meditation, sounding out your vowels for your chakras, that helps a lot. The hums, every morning I say my prayers and I do my hums. And that is very important. A routine like that where you connect with the earth somehow, that helps me a lot. It helps start my day.
That's how I start.
Grateful to be awake and not be sleeping for a long time again, because that's how it feels like what we're doing right now, going to life and death, and it's awake asleep. It's new body, sleep, new body. To me, that's how it feels. And we're just cultivating. And not sure what the end product is. I suppose it's just a loop. You forget again. I'm not sure. But it's fun. So I have figured it's the point is to have fun.
I think the key is to have fun, and I don't know what the end game is. I just get little snippets of what I'm supposed to do, and
Right.
I've been told as long as I'm doing, I'll say what God wants me to do. As long
Yeah.
as I'm in service, I'm here. But I've noticed when I start veering off the path, like I went through many years. Like I was born very spiritual into it. Then I had to get out into the 3D world and work, so I kind of stepped away from it. Those were the unhealthiest years of my life. When I get
Yep.
back on track, my health improves.
You're right. Same thing happened to me. I don't want to divulge what I got into, but it was a perspective and knowledge learned. And you're right, Jody, 100%. There is a connection, and you can disconnect from it. You have that free will to do so, but you know what you've done. I think everybody would, you, Jody, knew what you had done at the time, did you not?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I
as did
wasn't
I.
always a guy
Yes,
flying
sir.
around with wings on my back and peachy keen tree hugger. Uh,
No, goodness.
I don't know. I'm not going to get into what I did, but I have found there's a fine line between good and bad, and
Yeah,
it's a really fine line. And there's a fine line between sane and insanity.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's 100%.
But if we've not experienced it, we wouldn't know where to go in the right direction, would we?
I think that's part of the surrender. In your mind's eye, you just let yourself fall back into the nothing. And that's when you stop caring about other people's perspectives and what they think. It doesn't really matter because you're just being you. And that's all that mattered to begin with. Connect truly with yourself. That was the scariest experience for me, Jody, was surrendering and just falling back into the nothing. I felt like I was going to die. And I think a piece of me did. But that piece of me wasn't a real piece. It was a synthetic overlay, I guess you could say. Well, that set me free, Jody. Now I want to wear my hat everywhere.
I want you to tell us about your hat. I remember when we first met, I asked you,
Oh,
and you wouldn't tell me where you got it. You said a lady made it for you.
oh, well, There is a woman from Switzerland on YouTube that does a Gandalf hat tutorial, and she gives you all the dimensions and the steps in which to craft your own Gandalf hat. Or actually, it was yes, it was Gandalf's hat, but I did the sorting hat in the back. I wanted to make it look like that
Oh yeah.
Harry Potter crossover Gandalf Harry Potter hat. But I just changed the dimensions of the brim and the cone because you know alter your dimension. And bless her heart for putting that on there. That helped me birth the Highlander hat or the Crystal Magus, the Zelosia hat. I have a lot of handles. Sorry, that's my work handle, Highlander.
Is it? Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
what's that other name that you have? It's an interesting name. Starts with an X.
Oh, that's Zelosia. That was given to me by the spirit because I didn't know what to call myself, and it. How did I find that? It was I just heard it, to be honest, because I'm trying to think, did I see it? No, I heard it. And when I had first heard it, I looked it up on Google to see, where the heck has this come from? And the only data I could find was it was a very small river in Africa. So I was like, cool, small river in Africa, why not? Um, the breakdown is XO, which is hug and kiss, LO, look here, look at that. And Sia is the feminine helper because the Holy Spirit is divine feminine, in my opinion. It's a very feminine force. And that's what I'm utilizing through my process. It's a combination of a bunch of different things, an eclectic use of skills. And that's what we be doing, getting that
So,
divine feminine back running like it should have been. The
yeah.
church pushed the feminine away, and we don't need that. We need that soft, daring side that will tell you when you're doing them wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like we needed that, and it's coming. It's rising up finally. I don't like this segregation, Jody. I don't like how they've separated everyone by gender, by mentality, color. It's absurd. Did no one read Dr. Seuss, Jody? I love Dr. Seuss. Did you like Dr. Seuss, my
I had
friend?
every one of Dr. Seuss's books. Yeah, absolutely. And I totally
Just
agree. Like if we just I don't let them play us against each other. You know what's right in your heart. We all have families. We all need to eat. We all get dressed the same way. So let's put it behind us, create a beautiful reality.
and there is an outlet for aggression, martial arts. That's part of cultivation. That upsets me, I think, the most about our American society is we don't channel our forces like our aggressive power forces into martial arts or constructive combat. It's I don't know. I just wish it was better. I wish people had the want to do that.
Well, when we were kids, me for sure, long, long time ago,
Yeah.
we were outside all the time. We were doing physical activities all the time.
You
Now,
would have stick fought with me, right?
what's that?
You would have stick fought with me. We'd always pick up sticks and fight with them.
Definitely.
That was the thing.
I got probably got 20 here in the house, so come on over.
I love it. Good
Yeah.
man.
But we're physical, right? You got to have that
Right.
balance.
Agreed.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all good. And like another thing I found with working with energies and it's body, mind, and spirit. So
Yeah.
you got to be careful what you're putting in, right? The food
Oh, I
wise
agree.
will affect the energy that you can work with.
Yes, sir. 100%. The brain is a processor. Anything you put into it, it will give you a review within 24 hours. Why did you feed me this? What is this? Like, oh my gosh. We're inside one of the most complicated organic machines that I think have ever existed in the material plane. And we're just hurting each other and not really getting along. What's going on, Jody? Oh my goodness.
It's getting to a point where it won't work anymore. And,
No.
people need to change, or if you don't listen to your body, there's an easy way or a hard way.
Yes. Is most intriguing how mammals learn, isn't it?
Yep.
Pain.
Pain.
I don't like it, but it is what it is.
I think we're evolving as the energies pick up in the Earth's energies, and there is some kind of transition going on. I think our physical bodies are changing, and it's almost like I'm becoming allergic to food, like what I used to be able to eat. Does that
Oh no.
resonate?
Oh yes. That's
Yeah,
because the bodies aren't designed to be running these what are they called? It's not like they're synthetic. They're deriving these chemicals from plants, but we're not supposed to be consuming a lot of different things they're putting in our foods, especially um, some of the proteins that you're choosing to put in the foods are probably not the proper kinds of proteins that humans should consume. They might have, dare I say, prions, and you should look that up. It's pretty scary. Um, yeah, man. I've been eating a lot of oatmeal. I make my own bread. I love oatmeal, Jody.
yeah. I
Try,
can't, I
yeah, make
can't,
your own food.
I can't eat any grains or wheats, or it just turns to sugar in my body, eh?
Oh,
So,
what are you consuming then?
well, primarily a carnivore diet right now. It wasn't like that. 6 months ago, I could pretty well eat whatever I wanted to eat. And then I went
Yeah,
for blood tests, and no, they wanted to put me on insulin, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I did a fast and dropped all my numbers down, and I'm holding them down, but it's a continual effort. And I'm almost getting to the point now where I don't even think I can. Like my inner voice is telling me to get off the chicken and get off the meat, get away from that. But then there's no
yeah.
other alternative. I tried eating lentils and rice. Boom, my sugar went through the roof and stayed up for like 48 hours.
Beans and rice put you in the sugar.
Can't eat
My
any
goodness.
of it. Too many carbs.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking, I don't know, do you know who Paramahansa Yogananda is?
I've never heard of that. Who is that?
Yeah, autobiography of a yogi. He's a fellow that came over at early 1900s and brought
Okay.
Kriya Yoga meditation techniques. But in that book, he referenced the people that just stop eating. They don't need food. They get it right from the sun. They get it
Yeah,
right from the universe, eh?
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm going that road.
Maybe there. I firmly believe that we exist within a dreamlike environment. As solid and tangible as it seems, I think it's also a dream in its own way. Um, it's what I mean by that is our belief systems shape what happens to us, and collectively we're manifesting reality together. So how could it not be a dream?
It's something for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
People are going to want to know how to get a hold of you. James, is there a way? Do you want them? You haven't, you don't have a website, do you?
Oh, I've never considered a website. What do you mean?
Well, people might want to ask you questions or anything. I guess they can get you on TikTok,
Oh, yes, I'm on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. And I looked up my name earlier, and the Google pretty much tells you everything. It even tells you where I live. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So my data is out there.
I looked you up on Instagram. Are you a skateboarder?
I do skate. I do skates on Thursday nights with my son because I wanted him to have skills when it comes to mind and body coordination. I think that's very important as a growing adult.
Right?
So you don't ram into things and fall up. Man, he's a good skater too. Oh, the dad skates with his son. Good stuff.
There, I got Instagram. It's James Caps.
Yeah.
Is that you? There's three of them.
Oh, is there?
There's all kinds of
Okay.
James Caps. They're musicians.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because I tried to get information on you before I come on the podcast, but the only thing I
Yeah.
could find was TikTok.
Oh, that trips me out. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, but I haven't been I posted once and the video came out and horrible and I was very disappointed, so I didn't really pursue that. But I am on YouTube under Philosopher's Fountain. But you can type in Zelosia in the search bar and it will take you to my one video that I had made. And then you can friend request then or join. And if something were to happen to TikTok, I was going to go to YouTube was the plan, but of course TikTok did not fail. Or I don't know, man. They do it like a carrot on a string. We're gonna take it away. Oh, wait, it's coming back. Oh, we're gonna take it. Oh, it's coming back. So That could be
Yeah.
a ploy to get everyone addicted even more. I don't know. Anything to get you away from looking inward. That's what this world is trying to do to you.
Gotcha.
Anything to get you to stop looking in.
It's very true. I'm gonna follow you on YouTube. I put a lot of my content on YouTube. It works better for me, eh?
Cool. Thank you,
So
Jody.
yeah. And
We can take phone numbers later so me and you can stay connected.
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely
I
connected
got some
with you.
questions I want to ask you. You mentioned a few things earlier, but I don't want to disclose your location. So I'll talk to you after we go off of here. I'll just shut off the record button and then you and I can talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you also have an Etsy store. I know that.
Yes, I sell crystals like the the ones that are ready to go out into the world that I've charged up and whatnots. Yes, I sell the Etsy's. It's Weapons and Wonders is the name of it. It's all
Yeah.
one word.
Yeah. I've been there and had a look. Got some pretty cool stuff there. Um,
Yeah.
do you make those knives?
Those knives I got from a man that was selling his inventory. I don't know what he was up to, but he wanted to just get rid of what he had, and I said I would pick up what you had and just sell it. I love knives, so I
I'm a
got
knife.
lots of cool
I love
knives.
knives too.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of them, and I like what do you call them? Tomahawks or little small axes too.
Oh, that's cool. Hatchets and whatnot.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know if maybe it's a past life thing or whatever, but I love it.
Those were currency in past lives, sir. Knives were currency, and
Yeah.
now we can get them for really cheap. So it's pretty cool, man. We get folded steel for cheap now. Like, you know how expensive that would have been in the what, 1400s? Folded steel, anything. You better be rich, boy.
And you know now, even to make a knife with the tools they have, these little belt sanders and all this stuff. Back in
Oh
the
my
day,
God, God.
it was
You
a
got a big
file,
rock. You
wasn't
got
it?
to rub the rock and file it. Yeah.
You got it.
Oh my gosh.
It
Ah,
was a
that's
lot
why,
of
like,
work.
well, I feel like, yes, yes. I feel like I've done this blacksmithing in the past, and the kind of work we do now with metal is, oh, it's amazing. So
Do
I'm
you?
having fun.
Yeah. Do you? I want to ask you, have you ever done flint knapping?
Man, I do have stuff to flint knap with, but I have not started that process yet because I haven't felt and this is back to the creation of the magical items. The universe or the great spirit or creation itself will send me this inspiration, and that is what ignites the need to create things. So I haven't gotten that inspiration to do flint knapping yet. I figured it would come eventually when I stabilize my energy in certain areas. But yes, I'm going to get into that, but I haven't yet. I've seen so many beautiful things with colored obsidian. Oh, these artisans.
I agree totally. And I got a garage and another garage full of inspirations that there's God or creator sending me to, you're going to do this one day. I have a
Yeah,
forge. I have all, my goodness, you might need it.
yes. This good times, good expression. Those are good positive expressions.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about? You don't have your
Uh,
belt of crystals there, eh?
the belt of crystals, I do. We can talk about that if you want. It's downstairs. I have to go get it.
Oh, I'm a crystal fan. I love crystals.
How are you? Let's see. I got a nice piece of amethyst recently from China.
Oh,
It's
nice.
got purple inside of it. I've never seen a formation like that. You can see the
Wow.
purple right there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm into the weird pieces, the ones that aren't normal. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. You and I have a lot in common.
All right. Oh, one time I tried to order, this is funny. One time I tried to order this piece. It's a tabby. And the gentleman in the shop was like, I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. Can I send you a replacement? And so he sends me this piece of lepidocrocite. It's a tabby as well, because I was all about the tabby at the time. And it's got the little sparkles in it. Well, 2 years later, I'm checking his shop out. And that same crystal that I just showed you before that one was in there for sale again. I was like, hey man, send me that quartz. I tried to order that. And he's like, oh, I found it. So that was the story on that. Now let me get the bandolier. What's your favorite crystal, Jody?
You know what? I like clear quartz, and I don't mean polished clear. I mean right the way they came out of the ground. That I
Me
like just
too. Me
quartz
too.
crystals, eh?
Hey,
I'm gonna ask you when you get a, because people ask me this question all the time.
what, bub?
Do you clear your crystals?
I don't. I do, but I don't. Here's the thing. Like, okay, a lot of the stuff we do is belief system based, and that helps control the energy that moves in and out. I do put my necklaces that I wear on a large crystal cluster. A lot of times um, I will put the bandolier around a piece of Super 7 to help cleanse it. So yes, I do use large pieces to cleanse certain crystals, but I have a technique that I do where I just run a bunch of chi through the crystal and then like flash cleanse it and then pull whatever's in it and to myself and push it into the earth. And this is because I changed my ground. You can increase your ground by imagining a tail coming out of your tailbone. That will help because you're doubling your ground. You've got your traditional ground coming from the bottom part of your physical torso. And then, of course, you can have a tailbone ground. Hint, hint. I also found a bramble. If you go down, have you visualized grounding and put your roots into the earth, Jody?
I have done that, yes.
Did you find a big bramble of roots from our ancestors down there? Like a ball, a big ball of ancestors' roots because they don't need their physical bodies anymore. They're gone. But they left us gifts. I found gifts down there, Jody. You should look.
That's very interesting. Uh,
Yes.
because when I even when I walk and when I look at trees, I don't just see what I'm seeing. I see the extensions and the expansions, and yeah, I just got recently turned on to all this ancestor stuff, and it's really cool.
It's awesome. That's actually what inspired me to make the hat because my last name is Caps, and that was given to my ancestors because they're hat makers, apparently. The picture of the family crest had three hats on it. And I said, well, I guess we'll see if I know how to make a hat. I did pretty good, I thought.
Yeah,
All right, so
yeah,
we're on
there
to
it
the
is.
crystal.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a candle quartz. And we've got um, that Super 7 amethyst and we've got a lot of yellow quartz, some red. What's your favorite color of these quartz, Jody?
You know what?
Nice smoky.
I used to smoky quartz was one of the ones I really started out with in the beginning. Um,
Oh, yeah.
I like the smoky quartz. There's quartz that come from Washington, and I think it's there's a special name for it, but they're almost like a rusty color, you know. Um,
Oh, the red ones
they have a
with the hematite.
fantastic energy to them.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm very fond of the double terminated specimens, the one with
Yeah,
points on both sides. They do run frequency different in my feelings. They emit from both sides. Oh, crystals, crystals, crystals.
crystals and metal. That's and being called.
Yeah.
I just recently made a wand, and it's got copper, it's got brass, it's got aluminum, it's got stainless steel, and it's got a hawthorn handle with a piece of a meteorite in the handle.
Oh, the meteorite is chef's kiss. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm exploring with metals, and I'm going to do some. I'm not firing up the forge. I can melt metals without. I want to do some sand casting, eh?
Yeah. with what, excuse me, what would you be making?
They're telling me symbols, pendants, kind of things.
Ooh,
I see myself in a certain area because it's low temperature. Basically, I see people with me, and we cast a symbol for each person that was part of that energy session. They
that's
take that
cool.
with them. I got some pretty crazy stuff.
Have you made personal sigils, Jody?
I have for me and for my work, and there is a sigil inside the handle of that wand I was just describing. I haven't done it
Very high
for other
quality.
people yet. I'm still in the process of finding myself, and I'm getting
Yeah.
ready to take a big jump, eh? It's all
Hey,
about comfort zone too, if I want to share it, right?
well, of course, true, true. I've pulled two sigils from the infinite. You see, reality to me outside of the present moment looks like static on a TV, that black and white static. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's pretty much how reality looks. It's everything. Everything that is and can be is outside of the present moment. So I giggle when people tell me what the future is going to be because yeah, there is probably an 80% chance that would happen, but there's the Manchurian candidate, is there not?
Giving your age,
There's
you're
always,
giving your age away mentioning the Manchurian candidate.
how do you think? Goodness.
I went Monday night. I had to go for a sleep clinic because I don't sleep. So they said I got to they wired me all up, and that's exactly what I thought. Manchurian candidate. What else did they do to me?
Oh, those are good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I giggle because anything's possible. That's what also enforces this is a dream because we only have the present moment. We do have our memories, but staying too far in the future will give you anxiety, and sitting in the past too long will give you depression. So what is that telling you? That tells you you've got to be present outside of the fuzz. Get out of the fuzz.
Be in the present. Everything else is changeable, right? I don't believe in timelines. I don't believe in time. My whole concept of this reality, I see it in compartments, and it's like, geez, I don't know.
I've witnessed people healing past
Yeah.
versions of themselves and feeling to change in the present.
Yeah. Well, James, want to finish
Have
off?
we got 46 minutes? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we should. But I'm very keen on having you back. Um,
Yeah, we'll come back.
I got
Definitely.
some ideas, and you got some ideas, I know. And this was like the icebreaker.
I know. It was good though. We did good, I think. I'm proud of you, Jody.
Proud of
Thank you
you.
for having
I've been wanting to. You're one of those people that I always thought was unreachable. And then my inner voice said, you know what? Just message him, and I did. Boy, sure glad I did.
I'm glad you did too. It made my day. I like being a part of something.
Yeah. I got ideas. I'm going to share them with you. But
Cool.
let's sign off for now. And then I'm
All
just
right.
going to shut off the record. So don't run away. And this sure has been a pleasure, James.
Hi, sir. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. I want to thank everyone. This has been the Time Is Now podcast. Thank you all for joining us, sharing, and listening. We sure would welcome your comments. So feel free to comment on the posts. And we look forward to sharing with you again very soon in the future.